All right, welcome to the Comedyinz podcast. I'm Georgia Warder.
I'm Zevon Vasquez.
And I am Logan Gattenby. And today we have a very special guest with us, the host of the We'll See podcast, Pete Morris.
That was gross. That was disgusting what you guys just did right there.
Just the well, Pete, how would you have?
I would have just kept our conversation going where we had it instead of an abrupt stop to say our names.
Instead of
psychos,
stilted.
Instead of the first question you asked me on your podcast, which gets me broken up from my situationship.
Whoa! Relationship.
All right, well,
the girl you fuck every now and again.
Hey, we're gonna go tit for tat, Pete. Hey, Pete, how's your dating life?
How is your dating life?
I'm in a 2-year relationship. It's going great.
Yeah, you look
2
pretty
years
happy.
is when it crumbles.
We're moving in.
No, look into that. You're not abandoning Chuck. You're not gonna do that.
Why would you do that?
I'll take your spot in your apartment. I'll have the Chuck.
I'll have the
well,
Chuck.
yeah. Oh, well, here's the thing. Mark's supposed to move in. Logan, go check that camera. I think Zevon's head's
Yeah, I was going to say.
in front of the...
Stevon's big ass.
We can keep talking while you're doing this. But, yeah, Chuck is supposed to have Mark move in. But we have no idea what Mark's ever doing, ever. He was supposed to move in with me a long time ago. And he just paid rent for 2 months and never moved in. So you can definitely take that spot in the apartment, for sure. But the roast happened last night.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
see me now?
Oh,
There you
yes.
go.
Very
And
nice. I'll leave
you
that.
picked Eric Muthami over me, and I killed him.
I was a judge on the roast. Okay.
I killed that tiny black man.
Good.
You had the Cobalt Mine line, and what I found, overall you did get gypped because
Willy Wonka Unchained.
Willy Wonka Unchained was the better
damn,
line.
that's good.
But, and I did find out after the autism essay was actually written for Andrew Stuchel.
Wonka Unchained.
There you go.
That was a repurposed joke for Pete Morris.
Yeah, and it was a cheat.
Yeah.
He just read for a while, and then there was like 2 funny parts at the end, and then I had to come out with him with Willy Wonka Unchained, which the crowd loved.
That was good.
Because he's a child, and
Yeah.
he'd be the size of a child in a Willy Wonka
would be,
Unchained.
Yeah. Yes, because he's a small
See,
person.
see, that's
See-
why you got to know the judges are really
Oompa
stupid.
Loompa.
Yeah, we call those Oompa Loompas.
But you can't say
You got to respect the culture, you know.
That's our word.
So you guys were all contestants in the roast. What did you think? I was the judge, and I
It was super fun.
denied
God, it
you.
was really fun.
I denied Pete. I denied Georgia.
I think Georgia.
and
No.
I denied Zevon.
You voted for me.
I voted for you.
Because
and then-
Stevon and I.
I
think-
think
Did you
Georgia
that?
might have beat Zevon. I don't know.
You shut the fuck
up.
up.
I
Shut
think-
your stupid fucking...
I think Stevon and I both crushed it because we're both little bitches.
I think
Um,
honestly, yeah. No matter who won, I did. But no matter who won on that round, I think it was probably one of the most entertaining rounds.
Yeah.
In terms of just like back to it. You know what? Also, it was slept on. Matt Bohinski and Grant Cook. That was like the
It's
most.
because they ended slow.
Yeah, and it
ended
was super
slow.
even.
Yeah.
It was super just like, and now you say something. All right.
Yeah.
And now you're. It was almost like it was like a weird French duel.
The one
It
thing,
was just
the one thing I was thinking with the roast was I think we need better messaging or rules on was some people's because it was 5 for 5 jokes,
Oh,
joke
yeah, I
joke
did
for
not.
joke.
Mine were
people
way
did-
too long.
Some people did 4 mini jokes as one joke.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, but it kind of just became common practice, so we kind of just rolled with it.
Yeah.
It was like people had some people ended up doing like 9 jokes.
I wish I had known it was 5 jokes because I wrote like 10 per opponent, and I was like, well, I know like 6 of these are bangers, probably more like 4. 4 of these
Yeah.
are bangers, but I'll get to them. Like I'm just gonna go straight for the jugular because if I had known I only had 5, I would have gone
That
straight
is-
for the.
It was in the post.
Was
What-
it? Well,
yeah, it was.
I can't read.
Well, I read the instructions.
Blake's girlfriend
but
can't read.
Next time, I'm just going to do setup, cutthroat. That's.
Izzy didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
there was a
Yeah,
second.
I was
round.
just
Oh my
about to
God.
say Izzy got up there and he was like, I didn't know we kept on going and everything, and I was like,
Oh my
bro,
God.
that was very clearly shown
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
Yeah,
poster.
that much I did know.
There was
That
a
much I
bracket.
did know.
There was a
Yeah,
bracket.
Izzy did come up to me after Zevon and I got off, and he was like, "Wait a second, we're
Yeah.
writing real jokes here."
It honestly
I
felt
was like, yeah,
it felt
man.
like high school. It felt like we were all taking a weird SAT. Like, hey, what the fuck you got for like, Cambodia? you
No,
know?
okay, because for with me and Chuck, when we were brainstorming this, we thought like, okay, people will prep for like the first round or so, and then after the second round, there'll just be too many variables for people to write jokes.
You have
Yeah.
to kind of pick
Yeah.
and choose who you think's gonna win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But for the last 2 weeks, every open mic, everyone's been like, So if I win here and then they win from this side, then I have to write jokes. And
Everyone was
I
tweaking about
only
it.
have 7 jokes for that potential outcome. And it's like, holy shit, I was not gonna. If I was in, I would not have prepped that much.
Oh no, yeah.
But
I was.
I have to prep.
Yeah.
Like
after Peter Arsenal's performance yesterday,
He was very good.
He was very good.
I think if you
Inspirational.
would have made the correct decision and let me move on, I would have torn through Corey, and then Peter might have kicked my ass at the end. Just
No,
'cause-
yeah, I will
What
say
about
I
lightsaber
think I made
duel?
the wrong call on Corey Grant. Obviously,
yeah.
Corey just had one good joke and then wasn't prepared for the rest. We probably should not have let him go on.
I
think
you can't
you
put him
would-
up against a tiny black.
You and Eric were very close, and I was I was the deciding vote, and I was conflicted.
You
And
tried to
then-
give it up to the crowd,
Yeah,
and they were not paying attention.
yeah.
And you're like, Eric.
What do you guys think about doing it in the theater next time?
No,
No.
No,
only-
because people can't get drinks.
there's only 40
I think
seats.
it needs to be. Well, I liked the setup, honestly. I think it was just like one. I didn't think there were going to be that many real people there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was really convinced it was going to be me and just a bunch of comics
Yeah,
deciding
for,
what's
for
funnier.
context, Parkway normally on Friday we have an open mic, and typically we have 15 audience members that leave very quickly, and there's
Yeah,
80 plus people there.
Could I ask,
yesterday.
who were those people that reserved those seats? Were they reserved for the roast?
I think
No.
I think
so.
Chuck or somebody like reserved a table for their friends to come.
Okay.
I think Chuck had like 10 people.
Because they were talking the whole time. They were like, I sound like a grandma.
Yeah,
I was-
no, but
I don't
mean,
know. It's when I was up there, they were paying attention.
They were
Well,
fucking listening to my shit. Okay.
It was hard. Me and Trevor kept talking like if we were gonna blame it on the comics though. Like if everybody's in the back talking, we're gonna go up and say something. But there were so many people there, and the speakers were so loud. I thought everyone was paying. I thought it was dead quiet in there.
No,
Everyone was
there were a
paying
lot of
attention.
comics in the
Honestly,
back talking.
I wasn't as worried though about like normally at the standard open mic, right? If everybody's talking, you're just standing there fucking dying. But as
Yeah.
long as the judges can hear you and the majority of people who want to listen can hear you, I really didn't notice or give a shit about the people.
True. Yeah, when I was on stage, I didn't really.
You guys are like kids at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You have your fucking crayons while we're
Shut
doing
up!
I normally
Doing
write,
a word search before my spaghetti gets here.
Normally I write questions, but I have a little itchy hand.
Just writing my name in big.
That's what I tell all the
scratchy
girls
letters.
that Pete gets me to break up with.
Oh my god.
I'm never
my
gonna let
God.
that go ever.
Pete,
But it's
I can't
funny
tell
as
you
shit, though.
how
It is
many
very
times our podcast gets cited by chicks that I start talking to.
They've watched it?
They will watch and listen to it.
Do they
and-
Google you?
Yes.
They
Well,
yeah.
Who
That's
are
the
you
thing.
dating?
No,
Every
well,
woman
no
needs
one.
to.
No, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
every
it's good.
straight
Yes.
woman needs to Google.
No,
Yeah,
I,
it's a good
I don't.
sign.
I totally get it. I'm like, yeah, I could be a psycho, but it's actually, no, I'm not a Nazi. I haven't stolen anybody, but I do stand up, and there's a lot of evidence to that. No, people will like quote podcasts I've been on, jokes I don't know if that's if
Well,
anyone's ever.
The girl that the girl that listened to the We'll See episode that I was on with Pete.
Yeah, how did
um,
that? What was that about?
I was at a mic and this girl like sent me a link that didn't like load the YouTube clip because I think it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just like a generic YouTube clip, and I was like busy that night, so I was like, whatever, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I opened it up the next morning, and I'm like waking up, and I click this link, and it's like the clouds, and it's like
Yeah.
Pete
The
welcoming,
intro.
and then it's like just like a cryptic YouTube link, and then I was like, ha ha ha, did this come up on your feed? And then she never messaged me.
She
ever
subscribes. So she's
Again. Yeah. Oh yeah. She was really mad, but she couldn't deny the quality of the content.
Well, that's the thing. You didn't say anything bad. You were very like transparent about like what your relationship was and where it was at, and it was not a relationship. It was like
It was very much.
we
yeah.
are conveniently fucking each other because we know each other,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna last forever.
She's just so sensitive. She's such a rich bitch. And if you're listening, you're a bitch.
You dumb rich bitch.
It's just because I called her fat. And guess
yeah,
what?
no, that'll do it.
Guess what, bro?
Yep.
You got fat.
That is
Well,
the death
that's
knell.
the thing.
God.
Yeah.
The context is that Logan told her when she said, "I want to have sex with you again" at some point in like the 3 meetings of you
the
guys.
middle meeting.
You're like, "I got fat. I don't know if you want to have sex with me." And she's like, "It's okay." And then she ended up getting fat, and you guys met in the middle,
yeah.
like a beautiful fat caterpillar. I don't
Broccoli
know.
cheddar soup.
Yeah.
Broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah.
Girl, you're the
merging.
broccoli to my cheddar.
Oh,
Except
God.
none of us
Add
are
some-
eating broccoli.
That's
That's very
Yeah.
true.
Add some
When's the
butter
last
in
time
that baby.
everybody had some broccoli?
Yeah, it's a lot of cheddar in this soup, not a lot of broccoli.
So, Pete, we probably should address the elephant in the room.
What? Logan Gattenby?
Shut up. We're both from Erie.
Yeah.
And when I first met you, you were coming down
I would
from
drive
Erie
down, yeah.
to do Pittsburgh open mics.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 nights a week I drive down.
So what inspired you in the beginning to you were like, I want to do stand up, and there's nothing in Erie. Like
What inspired you? I'll tell you what inspires me.
that fucking comedy place doesn't even exist anymore. Junior's Last Laugh.
Junior's is now Keller's, which is like a magician/comedy club, which is gay.
We have gays on the podcast.
That's approved. That's an approved.
Right,
use of the word
we've done the
gay.
paperwork. We can say this.
Technical foul.
I'll give you the card today.
Magic is gay. But yeah, so that club sucks now because they just don't have good acts. And then there's Anthony Morelli, who's doing a lot of good work for comedy in Erie. Like he's doing that festival, and they have
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
they have a room up there, and he does shows at Black Monk that are kind of okay sometimes. But I think that's all I'm going to say about that.
That's all I have to
Everything
say
else
about
would be
that.
disparaging to Mr. Morelli, who's a very nice man with a mustache and a child.
But you like wanted to do comedy, and you're like,
Yeah.
there's no opportunities in Erie, and you just Googled around. You're like, Pittsburgh's my next best.
Yeah, I always knew there was Pittsburgh open mics because I started, before I took it seriously, I would go to Ham Bones, and I think I bombed there like twice, and it was like, oh,
Word.
this is so
Would you go like
horrible.
400th?
Yeah, I would go literally
Yep.
dead last.
Oh yeah.
And try to do very bad jokes. But when I started in February, like taking it seriously, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mics a week, I would drive down to Pittsburgh a couple nights a week, and then I would go to Crackpots in Massillon on Thursdays because they let you do 7 minutes, and they were always a good crowd because they're just retarded Ohio people.
Yeah.
Word.
Three brain cells. The biggest brains
Yeah.
in Ohio would be like.
And it was so then moved down here, and it's a lot easier.
How long was your break between the first 2 times you did stand up and then actually starting? Because
There's a lot of weird stuff in the middle. It's kind of a long story. I'll try to make it short.
Word.
Okay, so 2019 started to do an open mic like a month or a week in Pittsburgh or Cleveland. Was very bad at it. Went well the first time, and then every time after that was bad. And then I thought after doing like 7 open mics, my buddy's like, I'm moving to New York for a job. Do you want to come with me? And I'm like, yeah, that's where comedy is, obviously.
Mom, Dad, I'm gonna make it.
So then pandemic hits. I'm there for like most of the pandemic where there's no shows in New York.
Oh, you moved to New York?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it was horrible because there's no shows. So I'm just paying rent and like working remotely.
Oh god.
And then shows start up in the spring, and I'm doing like 1 a week because I'm so afraid of the New York scene. Like this is the only mic I really know and how to get to. And it takes an hour to get everywhere on the train.
Yep.
And I'm bombing at everything, and I'm horrible. And then my roommate's like, it's too expensive here. I'm going to move and quit my job. And I'm like, okay. So I just spent like 9 months in New York for no reason. And then I came back to Erie, and that's when I started driving down to Pittsburgh mics.
Hell yeah.
that makes me feel so much better about myself. I started
Yeah.
in Denver, was terrible, did the same
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing, only had one place I felt safe at, and
Mhm.
then I had a homeless man charge me while I was trying to go inside one time, and I just got back in my car and left, and was like,
that
this
man,
is-
believe it or not, Blake Scala.
If you don't move, they can't see you.
No,
Do you
no,
know
this is a
that?
man much larger than Blake.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting how like people ease into it, you know? Like I always say I don't count my time in Denver because I like was just getting used to holding a mic. Like I was just
Yeah.
so uncomfortable. I couldn't be funny.
Even the
And,
first,
the first time was decent, you know?
Yeah.
But like it got solid laughs. But then after that, I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is not where it needs to be.
my first like 20 or probably 30 mics in Pittsburgh, shaking on stage.
Really?
Like I couldn't, like it was just awful. And it took like 2 or 3 months to be able to get up there. And once you realize that everybody kind of sucks,
Yeah.
you're like,
sure.
oh, the stakes aren't that high. So let's just work on
No,
jokes.
yeah. People are like, I just don't know if I have enough stuff. I don't know if I can go. Do you know how low the bar is?
Yeah.
If you have a napkin with one word on it, you've got enough to start.
Well, that's also too, like, there's so many people who stop doing stand-up because they're like, I don't like my own material, I'm not writing new stuff. And it's like, again, the bar is so low, man. Just
Yeah.
go up,
Yeah.
either do your old stuff or just make up shit on the fly. Or just
Yeah.
keep the
Yeah.
habit going.
Yeah, and honestly, first mic I went to in Pittsburgh was actually Mario's, and then I started coming back to Parkway regularly in January. But I went once in October of 2020, and Zevon talked to me, and I was like, how do all these people know each other? Like, this
Yeah.
is so weird. Like, it was different because Denver scene was so large that, like, there were, like,
You could
cliques
just-
of
yeah,
people,
you
but,
could-
like,
It's not really.
it was just a hodgepodge of people just trying to figure it out. And here I feel like there's actually like a community, which is cool because
Yeah.
then you feel safe enough to get good at the thing. That's what I like about Pittsburgh scene is like it's a good builder scene to get good at comedy. So when you make the leap to like New York, you're able to do actually good stand-up.
Yeah.
You know who I'm moving to New York with this year? Take a guess. Everybody gets one guess.
Jared Halfer.
Wrong.
Your ex-girlfriend.
That would be hot. Wrong.
Is it me, Jesus? Is it me?
No, sweet Jesus. No, it's not. Andrew Stuchel.
Andrew Stuchel.
Andrew Stuchel wants to move to New York by.
I don't think he can leave
September.
Pittsburgh. I think if he leaves Pittsburgh,
September.
it's...
He does dissolve into dust.
Yeah,
if
he'll
he-
like...
if he leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He's a golem.
Pete, have you had any podcast episodes that you were like, that person is never coming back ever again?
Yes.
Really?
Was it me?
It was back. So like when I had to move back home from New York, I started the podcast with my buddy who actually lost his mind in a very similar way that Logan did. And
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
He's actually now on the path to recovery, which is great.
That's
Nice.
good. Yeah. very nice.
But so I had to stop doing it with him, he was a very funny guy at the time, not even a comic, just like my friend. And then I had to come home, and I didn't know who to do the podcast with, so I would have people from Erie, like young people, doing weird, like entrepreneurial or like artsy stuff. So I had like a fashion designer,
I remember that.
music people.
Oh,
Some of them were
cool.
good episodes because they were my friends, and some of them, like I had this fashion designer girl. She'll probably never hear this. Who's out of her mind,
She's Googling
and
your
she
name.
would just show up baked, and she's like, "Hey, I'm going to Fashion Week in New York," and I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." Like, and she tells me all about her clothing line, and she's actually like kind of like successful person in that realm. And then she gets back. I'm like, "I'll have you on after again," and she tells me about Fashion Week. I'm like, "Oh, you just broke into Fashion Week."
Oh, yeah.
You were you weren't
going to
you
Fashion
were not invited to Fashion Week.
I'm
That's honestly iconic. Yeah, all the people like that in Erie are literally concentrated in one building called the Renaissance Center,
Yep.
and then the rest of Erie is a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
People fighting for scraps of bread with pigeons. Dude, there's just one time. This is like an amazing. I used to work in the Renaissance Center doing like software stuff, and it was like a big plaza with a big fountain, and I would walk there every day. Just to see the crazy shit that would happen. People would like throw like bottles of Old English at each other.
Jesus Christ.
Homeless people who like don't have any eyes.
You're describing like a Dark Souls episode, like a Dark Souls level. In the undead burg.
And you know the motto of Erie? It's okay to love Erie.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's tough. It's
That's legitimately the motto of Erie.
yeah,
Oh my God.
tough thing.
Isn't Pittsburgh most livable? It's like it's a most livable city.
I think it's a
Something like that.
scam.
Yeah, it's like it's livable. It's you can live here. That's
It's affordable. I'll give it.
it is
that.
no, it is. Yeah, it's affordable.
There are technically things to do here.
Yeah, we're part of that. Do you guys realize we're what's there to do in Pittsburgh in some way? You know what I
That's
mean?
Yeah, it's
kinda
us,
true.
Like,
a
we-
few of the musicians' mics.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's-
It's like we're
My-
the
My
thing.
body's your temple. My body's
Yeah,
your temple.
we're the thing to see. God damn.
Pete, what made you want to get into stand-up?
I could never. I mean, I do have a real job, but I don't want to forever.
Word.
I want to be good at it and make money
Hell
doing
yeah.
it.
Good at stand up.
Yeah.
Who are your heroes?
Ooh, so I've been waiting my whole life for you to ask me this.
Yes.
No, in a very serious way. When I was 14, New in Town came out, Mulaney,
Yeah.
on Netflix. I'm like, that's the coolest thing of all time and so funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's really, really cool. And then like Segura's Mostly Stories.
Yeah.
And
That was also on Netflix.
yeah, that was also like early Netflix. And then like Segura was who I wanted to be like. I'm like, Mulaney's the best. Like he's very funny. I don't think I could do what he does. And Segura was like, oh, he's very smart, funny, and kind of dirty.
This guy's like me.
Yeah. So those are my two like to jump. And now everybody loves Shane Gillis, obviously, but he's my like roadmap. of,
Golden
like,
Idol.
Yeah.
No, that's a good answer. I feel like I have comics who are just like they're just like brilliant. Like, oh my God, this guy's like a freaking genius. But then there's comics who I'm like, maybe they're not as good as that guy,
Yeah.
but I'm more similar to these people.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about like Patton Oswalt. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's like the best comic, but I feel like I'm closer to that. Like I could do something like that.
Yeah.
See, like I tried to be a rapper and it didn't work. So I just needed another avenue for clout.
Like,
you
what
know?
else can I do?
Yeah.
What
I was
else
like,
is there?
my fingers move slow. I'm not quick with the rhyme.
yeah.
Time to do kind of stand-up comedy. See if I can earn a dime.
It's happening.
And by dime I mean a bitch. You can suck those nuts.
Georgia, who are your people?
Getting my nuts sucked. Coming
Let's
clutch.
see. Okay. Yeah, problematic. But I loved Ellen's first.
She was very funny.
Whoa.
She was
No, actually, that her initial special that she did before she came out, and then or some of her bits from that, and then after I came out, I watched the ones that she did after she lost her show, all that stuff, and I was obsessed. And she's genuinely a great fucking writer.
Were those all HBO
Yes.
specials?
Yeah,
Okay.
HBO. I always liked. I grew up and when I was growing up, my favorite movie was Mike Myers,
yeah.
Austin Powers, any movie
Wayne's
that he
World.
had. I was always into that SNL stuff. And then I don't know. I just started watching a ton of lesbian comedians, and
You're
I
like,
feel like
Where are the gay ones?
Why do you like
I
lesbian
know
comedians?
it's so weird, right? But I
She's
freaking
gay.
love Tig Notaro. I would love to be Tig Notaro level of comedian someday, where she's not a household name, but all of the comics are friends with her. That's all I want. I just want to be friends
low
with
the
everyone.
ceiling is for
Yeah.
gay
I
comics.
just-
Not a household name, but
Well, that and Fortune Feimster,
Fortune's very funny.
so funny,
Probably
and
one of
also
the most successful gay right now.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Two Netflix
them and
specials.
Henry Kissinger, I think. Yeah.
And she, I mean, I saw
Oh,
her
really?
live in Denver and in Pittsburgh. I love her
Oh, yeah.
stand up. But I like that she's a gay person from the South.
Yeah.
And I'm almost that.
Almost, yeah, you're very similar.
But I really like how her
she-
storytelling
She
and
has a hot
everything.
wife.
Oh my God, yeah.
She's a hot
That's
wife.
that's the fucking
That's
dream.
what you
know?
want. You want to be a
That is-
successful.
Now
That's
we're
why
a
we're all
gossip
doing
podcast.
this.
Yeah.
No,
Her wife
but
is so spicy.
but really like that. Yeah, I also like, straight comedians. They're cool too, but it's not my brand, if that makes sense. I'm trying to get away from that brand, to be honest, because I'd like to be.
You see enough of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Ellen is one of the comics that broke through the ceiling of not
Yeah.
just gay comedy,
Mhm.
and that's a hard ceiling to hit.
Yeah.
And now she's been compromised by.
Yeah. Actually, I used to say all the time, I was like, I'm so proud of Ellen. No scandals. She's hanging in there for the gays, and
She has so much
At
money
least-
now. It's just.
at least it
Yeah,
came
she's
out
fine.
after.
Did you see
know,
the
it was
video
better.
of her with the floods?
No.
Oh
Oh my
my
God.
God, it's the funniest thing in the world. So
Oh,
Ellen,
I think I saw that. Yeah,
who
yeah.
owns 100 houses, is worth $200 million.
Mhm.
Good for her, great. Is taking video of the floods of her house. It's north, 100 miles north of LA, where all the floods are happening.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh my God, this is crazy! It's so bad. It's been going on." She's like, "Do this," and at the end, she's like, "Gotta take better care of the environment, guys." What? You made this political?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Time
Yeah,
to
I
get my
think-
private
I think
jet.
she's the epitome of I think there's a point where I notice a lot of major comedians, they either reach a point where they don't have to be as funny as they once were.
Yeah.
They've built the fan base so you can kind of relax. And also letting money turn you into a complete
monster.
asshole.
Yeah.
You know what? You know when that line is? It's as soon as you stop doing open mics,
Yeah.
because then you lose touch with the people.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's true.
That's
The
even
true
her relatable
meritocracy.
special. I felt didn't hit as well as some of her earlier ones, just because she was oh yeah, I'm rich, but I'm still down
the
with the
thing-
people, and it just felt it felt off.
I
a
think
When
little
did she
bit.
put that out? A couple years ago?
Yeah, it was pre-pandemic, but
2018, something
probably
like that.
2018.
I think you
Yeah.
can't also discount that when you get to that level of popularity, what you're actually your target audience you're actually reaching for is smack dab in the middle of gray average. My
Yeah.
parents, I never watch stand up because I see so much fucking stand up throughout my week or whatever. Shitty stand up, which I love. I slurp it up. But my whole family likes watching stand up.
Yeah.
And but they'll throw on the Jerry Seinfeld new special or the whatever, and it's yeah, or Chris Rock, Cat Williams, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly average.
Cat Williams, Joe Biden joke, pretty funny.
True.
And then they'll be the next day they'll be able to text me or I'll see them and be like, that was really good. That's exactly what they're going
Yeah.
for. That's what they
Yeah.
want,
Yeah. They went,
Ari Shaffir, I saw Ari Shaffir
2
weeks ago, and he's the same age. He's probably 10 years Jerry Seinfeld's junior or whatever.
Yeah.
But his target audience, he still is such a niche comedian that
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
his
comics
stuff
comic.
his stuff is still very I think edgy and fun, even though he is of an advanced age.
Yeah.
Fancy age.
Yeah. I think once you get to that big, you want to sell these specials, and what gets people to watch.
I mean,
is
people
relatability.
actually watch Jeff Dunham for fun, so
Oh, yeah.
that's a
But I don't think you
Wild.
have. I don't think you have to do that. I don't think you have to sell out.
no.
I don't think that's like a necessary thing.
And I don't even know if it's selling out
Money.
at that point. I think some people are just like cool with that, you know.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know a lot of Pittsburgh comics that would be cool with that. You know what I mean? Like
Cool
just,
with like just phoning it in.
yeah.
I think every one of you motherfuckers
Would be cool
get
with
some
millions
money.
of dollars.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I would be cool with that.
I would be
True life.
I would,
True life.
I would totally have an onstage persona that's John Mulaney like and be fucking hookers in the green room.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Word.
Pete, what do you see as your? We talk about this a lot. This is a stand-up shop talk podcast. Okay,
We're just talking
Very
shop.
serious.
we're hacking it. We're hacking it.
just talking
What do you see your roadmap to the big times? Because there's a lot of
I don't know.
there's like a lot of like our friend, our good dear friend Trevor. He's breaking into the second layer
Getting
of,
booked for
Yeah.
small headlining spots.
of the Pittsburgh scene, which is a mid-sized comedy scene.
Mhm.
There are levels to it. There are princes. Do you see yourself doing that, or like so many of us
Yeah.
we're doing now? We're doing the alt path. We're doing the socials. We're doing trying to build our own like organic audience type stuff. Do you have thought like obviously you have your own podcast, so you must have some vision with that, yeah?
Yeah, that's just kind of it's a thing to do. So it's like,
Is that your new podcast
yeah.
name? We'll see. A thing to do.
Well, that's literally what it is. It's like we'll fucking see. Like I don't. That's why it's called that.
Makes sense.
It's a horrible, horrible name for marketing because people are like, "There's an apostrophe. Why fucking?"
Apostrophe is the death of
Hashtag
marketing.
Hashtag see.
Well,
see.
Well, see?
Well, see here. So the path to me is pretty obvious in terms of like how you really become a working comedian. One, you have to be good enough.
Word.
So like people say it all the time, like if you want a featured headline. So that's like what Trevor's doing right now. Is like you do these long sets for bar shows or whatever, or small B rooms, whatever.
Mhm.
Then you're good enough to like do 15 in front of a real crowd in a real club. So one, be good enough. Two, make friends with somebody who's already a headliner.
Mhm.
Like so, it happened. It's happened with Shane Gillis. It's happened with a bunch of other people who were like in smaller scenes, became friends, and started going back and forth to like New York
Yep.
and stuff.
Ari
And
Shafir
then-
too.
yeah,
with,
like-
with Rogan.
Yeah, exactly. Rogan, like so Dan Soder kind of took Shane under his wing and was like, "Come on the road with me," or like, "Come do these spots at the Cellar," and then so you need to A, be really, really good and have enough time, and B, make someone who's good and successful like you as a person.
Yep.
So like, I don't know how that happens. You just have to be good and likable
Yeah.
in
Be
a working
nice.
in a working space.
Be funny. Be nice.
Or Chuck Lewis is so big. You can just
Chuck
get,
gets recognized
Yeah.
from
Oh.
open mics and on the podcast.
just get.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, he's physically big, and he can give you
Yeah.
a piggyback ride right to the top.
That's
Oh,
true.
Yeah, but
you're
he's
right.
also he's just a nice dude.
He's
like
a great guy.
every time I've talked to Chuck has been like, "Oh yeah, hey Georgia." Like, you know, like he
Nicest
remembers
guy.
people. He does the good networking part
He's
of
the
it.
son of a narcissist, so he's the nicest guy in the world.
Hell
so-
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. He assumes nobody is listening to him, and he should just be really cool.
Just be really nice.
Yeah.
Make sure no one's upset.
Make sure they don't have a plate they can throw.
It's like you guys are in my therapy session.
Georgia's like, what?
Georgia, can you follow the tip of this pen, EMDR style, real quick?
Eat my ass.
Oh, I hope you.
Now tell me about the children. Now tell me about the children.
Oh God. I drew you guys.
Aw.
That
show,
is
show
me.
the camera. Go up,
Yeah,
go up and show the
show-
camera.
I drew
Go up
everyone.
and show the
Make sure
camera.
it's gonna be so blurry.
gonna be. It should be visible.
It'll fix itself.
Yeah.
We're gonna hard Photoshop a still picture of it over it. Just a
So,
block.
Pete,
Yeah,
Georgia.
I think about the path a lot, just because my material is so jail-ish. And like, I feel like I have to do the alt path of producing my own shows and then TikTok, social media, blow up that.
Well,
way.
yeah, do all that, and
Yeah.
then I think your stuff is is funny enough. So sorry, I'm holding my face like this. I think that
It's really freaking cool what you're doing up on stage.
Yeah,
He's
when
walking
what
on
you
hot
do-
coals.
you're-
as he tells.
your stuff is funny, and you in a year, someone will be like, "Yeah, you come open for me."
Yeah,
So-
I just gotta stop.
You heard it here
I
first.
just gotta stop slaughtering baby goats on stage, just because it makes a lot of mess.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, you do that off stage. That's how you get the gods to
Well,
like
so yeah,
you.
and girls love that shit.
Word.
Obsessed with blood.
Word. Pete, have you ever thought of
Have you ever thought about doing anything like comedy adjacent? Like, would you do like TV? Have you ever thought about leaving?
I was gonna say this is now an intervention.
Yeah.
Pete.
No.
Played
I mean,
tennis before.
You're getting
you
too
do-
good. We're kicking you out of the scene.
I don't know.
I hear you have a gay best friend.
Would you be interested in like like TV screenwriting, that kind of thing? Like, okay, for instance, like Bryce just moved to.
Yeah, he wants to write TV shows.
He wants to write
yeah.
TV shows.
His thing, he's like, I'm gonna go fix TV. Like that. That's it.
Oh, you're gonna like learn how to fix TVs? No, like TV shows.
Because we're like, why would you want to go do that? Like, all TV is stupid. And he was like, well, I'm gonna go write something that's good. And I'm like, that's cool.
No, it's a good philosophy.
And he'll probably work in shitty TV and write and make good money, and then eventually be able to make his own show.
Yeah.
That's kind of the guy who created Rick and Morty. He had to do like 8 years of Community, which kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And but he made his money, and then they're like, okay, now do whatever you want.
Mhm.
And Rick and Morty's great.
Yeah.
But
Oh, jeez, Rick, you just touched those girls. Morty, they were of age, Morty, they're 16, it's legal.
Oh
Don't
my
do the
God.
voice. Don't do it. Don't fucking.
Sivan.
but no, I don't think I want to do anything like that. If somebody like, I like the path of like some comedians who are like very successful comics, and then they get asked to do something.
Like, hey, I'd like to, can
like
you
act,
cameo,
do this part, or
write
this movie with me.
Yeah,
I think that stuff comes after.
that's true. That's true.
Do you ever get sick of comedy? Stand up specifically?
I don't. I mean, it's like everybody has that same feeling. Like after work, you're like, I don't want to go to a mic, and then you go, and you're like, oh, that was good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I don't ever get sick of it.
That's the baller thing about being unemployed.
It is nice.
I really-
Did you not start the Asian Bank job?
Well,
Did they do the background check?
we're I did the Well, I just said they just sent me a bunch of secure emails where they're like, describe to me what happened, and in very corporate speak, in like very formal sentences, I described how I social media etc'd someone.
Social media, etc.
God.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty funny. I mean, I can't believe I didn't keep that language just to send people because I was laughing as I was typing it out.
Yeah, I wish they had like a screenshot
But
of it.
if that falls through, I still have like 2 months of unemployment, so I'm still just
There
like
you go.
rocking it. If you can get unemployed at the highest income bracket, it's fucking incredible.
It is nice.
Yeah, unless they deny you the unemployment, then you gotta.
Well, that was your
Join-
fault. That
I-
was your fault.
yeah.
You were a bad employee.
What'd you do?
I-
What'd you do?
Oh, I got fired at fault because I applied for another job, and they found out about it. And
You're not allowed to apply to different jobs while you have a job?
it is one of those things. I googled it. It is technically legal, but everyone says it's only legal because it's so unethical that no one does it. But it actually is an at-fault thing, and I didn't get approved for unemployment because, like, there was a whole they had to
fucking
contest,
bananas.
and it was just so weird. But
That's evil.
I joined the land of the employed last week, so that was
Oh yeah.
good.
Also,
and-
yeah. Don't associate with me too much because there's something called the Logan curse,
Yeah.
which is the economic.
Yeah, you got fired too, right?
He got laid off.
What'd
yeah.
you do?
Nothing. It was. I didn't do. Oh, you mean like what did I used to do?
Oh no, you did science stuff. Who cares?
No, yeah, word. No, I fucking hate talking about my job. No, it was literally just budget cuts,
yeah,
restructuring.
there's an
cuts.
actual recession happening
Oh,
because
no,
like
yeah, it is
Yeah.
after
very much, yeah.
my peace out, I got a text from my old boss the other day, and she got laid off, and so did a bunch of people at the company. So it was
That's
a
called
bad thing anyway.
karma.
Did you get
bitch.
severance at all?
No, because it was I was at fault. I wasn't with the
So-
batch, but
It's your fault.
yeah.
Like the opposite of that
But-
fucking Goodwill Hunting speech. Like it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
You go,
yeah.
jeez, sorry.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Robin.
But I
God
will.
damn.
My old job wasn't like they knew I did stand up, but they were like really nervous about it because it was a terrible company.
Yeah.
But my new job, day one, the chief operating officer called me into her office, and they found a YouTube video of one of my stand-up sets that I thought was on unlisted, so I
Yeah.
could submit it, and it was on
It was
public, and they all watched it. And
Ah.
before I got there, and they
then
made
I
You don't say
sat
anything
on it.
too crazy. It's just it's
yeah.
lesbian
Oh,
stuff.
she was like, "We love it. Just don't talk about sitting on dicks in front of clients." And I was like, "It's usually my favorite thing to bring up in
Pete,
a
do
work
your-
meeting."
Do your
so-
loved ones listen to your shit?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah,
All of them?
they know I'm a degenerate, and people at my work have come to shows and stuff.
Really?
Pete's Catholic, so it's fine.
That's
not-
Yeah,
not
it's
a big
actually
deal.
not like. Thank God, the grandma's dead, but
Oh, I feel that.
I do have two grandparents that just are not into social media other than Facebook, so it's totally
So
fine. They don't
just
see
won't
anything.
even. They won't even
Yeah.
catch any of it. Have you ever? Okay, this has happened to me. Has anyone in your family ever asked you to do stand up in front of them? Like,
Yeah,
like
all
a-
the time.
Really?
I say
Oh, yeah.
no.
You say just every time. You say just no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
There's a set on YouTube. Go listen to that.
yeah. No. Fuck.
And also, like, it's always in the middle of a conversation. It's because I love my family. Hanging out with my family is cool as shit. And I realize I'm very lucky.
My
I
family
have,
sucks ass. If
like-
you're listening, Mom, fuck you.
Nice. Nice.
I'm very lucky to have a cool family, and we're all funny, and we all sit down at like around the table till 2 a.m, drinking, having fun.
Beautiful.
And then like somebody, not some, it's usually an outsider who's like, "Oh, you do
Yeah.
stand up,
Ah.
do it right now." And it's like, no, this is the best hang of all time. Like we're being funny right now. and we don't need anything else.
I love doing stand up for my family just to watch their assholes clench.
Oh my God.
So my family's very conservative, and then like my extended family, they're a good hang.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
my extended family will ask me to do jokes, and then I'll tell like in-depth gay, bisexual, sex jokes, prison, disturbing things, and it's really I have a lot of fun.
I have broken home. So
Yeah.
my dad's side of the family, they're all cool with it, but their question is always, "Do you have jokes about me?" Because I talk
Yeah,
about my
no,
one
that's
grandma
a big
watching
one, yeah.
porn, and
Yeah.
sorry, I'm still milking the grandma stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much there, but
It's very
I
funny.
I could milk your grandma.
oh boy.
Nice.
It's like you've seen her search history. But that side's cool with it.
Black
but
man
then
bends
my
over.
mom's side, they are very religious. They're still cool. I like them all. But I almost like kind of bully them about it because
Yeah.
I have some jokes about that side of the family that some of them don't know about. So like at Thanksgiving, to halt that conversation about the unemployed thing, I just sat down with my notebook at the Thanksgiving table and I was like, "Keep talking, guys. I'm taking notes."
That is fucking psycho.
I know.
That is actually
I know.
fucking.
Well, my aunt said something really passive aggressive in the prayer. She was like, "I hope everyone in this family just comes to know the Lord the way I know him." And then she like corrected
I
herself.
would punch that ant.
Oh,
Yeah.
she corrected herself during the prayer. But then afterwards, I was like, "Thanks for my opener for tonight, Jane."
Jesus
And
Christ.
I just lorded over
The way
them.
I know the Lord. Oh, where I know the Lord.
See, luckily, my parents don't talk about God as much as they would like to with me anymore because some of my bipolar delusions are that I'm Jesus.
Yeah,
So they're very worried.
They're like,
If I bring up a Bible verse, people would start getting scared.
Yeah.
Dad, it's almost time to wrestle again.
Well, because all your Bible verses are like Old Testament, like mystical shit, like, and then the light of God will smite thee.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah, 100%.
It's all.
And then Logan will come back on Instagram.
And lo,
And all 387 of his followers.
we'll trek the sands of Twitter.
That was a great Blake joke from the roast. He said, Salem's bio says, here, sent by the devil to do the devil's work. And I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
doing the devil's work is pissing yourself on Scarface's.
she was denying that so hard last night, and I was like, bro, I was there.
Oh, no, yeah.
Poor-
God damn.
Salem, if you're listening, you pissed yourself. Sorry,
Yeah,
Queen.
It's okay.
Yeah, she's still
Keep
catching
your,
up.
Keep
to
your
that.
head up. Keep your head up.
She's still wiping.
Still.
Still stay wiping.
I'm sorry. Anytime you sign up for a roast, things are fair game. And if you have
Yeah.
genuine off limit, the only thing that I had off limits for this whole thing was anything that involves someone else. I'm just like, didn't get that approval. But like,
Yeah.
you signed up to get roasted.
What are you guys' thoughts for like things you would have liked to have seen change for the next one or anything? Any thoughts?
I think a coin toss.
Coin toss.
Coin toss to start would be good.
To see who goes first?
Yeah, so then you can
You can accept or defer.
yeah.
For like every round.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just a quick one.
Okay.
You don't need the comedy set between the semifinals and the other rounds. with
Yeah, I think-
Loca.
Oh god.
That poor guy. That was just not the.
No, yeah,
Right
I would
time.
not.
I
Have
think it's okay just to have a solid intermission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
play music. Everybody gets drinks. Come back.
word.
Let's keep track of the amount of jokes because
Yeah.
they're like, all right, we did 5 each, and Chuck would be like 2 more.
Well, you know,
That's
I
with
kept-
us.
I kept-
with
I
us,
kept
I
track.
only
I kept
made
track.
it through technically 4, which
Because I did 6 jokes with Stooch, and I think I did 6 jokes with Eric as well.
I can feel myself.
I was trying my best to count, like
Yeah.
with my fingers, like.
So keep track of the jokes. Honestly, what might help with that is if there's, like with like roast battle, they have like those really fucking obnoxious sound effects, like the burp, 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 and like so people maybe not have people get in front of of the thing and like do fucking. I don't know if you've seen Roast Battle. They'll have like
Yeah,
people dressed
they-
up as like Abraham Lincoln and shit.
Yeah.
But just having like a soundboard could maybe just like like you just then that's okay, that joke hit.
Yeah.
That might
Yeah.
be easy. It might be more entertaining to do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to do. We want to do more intermissions to give people time because there was like there were 2 or 3 rounds where, like the Corey Grant round, like if we would have given Corey 5 minutes, he probably
Yeah.
could have.
Yeah, Blake was running in from outside because he didn't know with the.
Oh
That
yeah.
was another
It
thing,
was
yeah,
so like
Chuck-
boom ba doom
Chuck,
ba doom.
we need to keep an actual bracket, and we need to just go
Put it on the
down.
screen.
We just need to go down logically, because
Screen is good.
the main reason we were supposed to start with Corey and Asher,
Yeah.
but then Trevor was like, "That's too hot to start," and I was like, "I don't care, whatever." But
Yeah.
So get the
So
2
that's
least
why-
hot
yeah.
people in
Shut
the
up. You
comedy
speak for
scene.
your goddamn self.
so next time we just need to go through the logical order of a fucking bracket,
Yeah.
so people know. And well, I'm gonna print out a gigantic bracket, and there'll be somebody in the back keeping.
And say
track.
honestly, if
You
we
know,
just
you
had a
need-
freaking
throw up
whiteboard.
If you
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
up on
In
the
the back.
screen in PowerPoint, you can.
Yeah, that's
and
probably a
having
idea.
like maybe like a timer for the intermission too to like kind of
Yeah.
help like
Just
Yeah.
because the crowd had no idea what was going on. Like nobody knew who won each round.
It was too back to back to
And-
back. Yeah.
I think the other thing is for the intro piece, like a genuine disclaimer, like this is a roast.
Yeah.
You are going to hear offensive. I
Yeah.
think that way everybody
Yeah.
knows that they can get on board with it.
Yeah.
Like you were supposed to shock laugh at this. You're supposed to go, oh my god, like
Yeah.
that is part
by
of it.
by and large, I think a lot of the crowd was ready for that, but there definitely was. There was a couple girls in the front. There was like an adjustment,
Yeah.
but they had
Oh, yeah.
fun by the end.
Right,
but there
right.
was like at first they were like, "Are people gonna get mad?"
Yeah, they're
No,
like, wait,
no.
did that white person just make a
Yeah.
black joke?
Thank
At a
God.
roast?
Thank God Eric's a good laugher because he made the crowd feel comfortable.
Laugh.
Laugh.
Yeah, please, please.
So sorry,
Mind
so
that
sorry.
R. Mind that R.
Can you bleep that out?
Yeah. I don't edit any of this because I'm fucking lazy. Do you edit your podcast at all?
There was a stretch there where my girlfriend didn't like when I said retarded. So I would.
But you won her over.
Yeah, I won her over. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Now
We're
she's
bringing
okay.
it back.
I think something else was going on in her life where she was very stressed, and she's like, I can control this part. And so she didn't like when I would say retarded, and
When you would say what?
the N word.
One more time into the mic, please. One more time into the mic.
Retard say what?
It wasn't often. I'm not the person like who will drop it 30 times in a podcast, but it would happen like once.
Yeah.
And if it happened early, she would notice it because she's not watching the whole fucking podcast. Who is? Nobody.
Yeah.
And so then she would get mad at that. And for like 2 episodes, I would bleep it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it just doesn't matter.
She just doesn't listen at all anymore. That's fair. All
yeah,
fair.
which is honestly better.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
preferable. Honestly, the more I've done stand up, the desire to date, to pair bond, has gone to fucking
That is
zero.
such a fucking weird
Yeah.
word.
I-
yeah.
That's what you human pigs do.
That's what we put in the glossary.
You guys pair bond. Having a girlfriend right now would drive me fucking crazy. Annie was enough to drive me crazy.
It's tough.
Cope.
So there's
Oh.
I see 2 paths for stand-ups. Like you're either just single until you're successful, or like the Bargatze road where like, okay, we met at Applebee's. You're gonna be here
Ride
for
or
the whole
die.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that because she
Yeah.
kind of gets it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need somebody that's gonna get it though, because
Yeah.
like I mean, I think about it, and I spend so many evenings, like just
Gone.
gone at mics at
Yeah.
shows, just trying to like
Oh yeah.
only focus on that, and you need
Yeah.
somebody who's able to like
when are you coming
compartmentalize
home?
that.
Yeah.
When are you
And-
gonna be? I made dinner.
Yeah, I don't have the capacity for that, is what I've learned.
No,
So yeah, and that's why when I started, it was all right because I had a long distance relationship, so we only met up like once a month. But then right after we broke up was when I started getting booked, and I kept thinking
Yeah.
like this wouldn't have worked because I wouldn't have dropped a show to
Yeah.
go see.
No,
And
me neither.
it's kind of when you know.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah.
honestly, maybe a long-term relationship. Maybe I'll purposely try to find a long-distance relationship. Meet up once every 2 months.
Honestly,
have sex for 3 days, and then that's that. That's that.
don't knock it till you try it. You know.
Yeah.
But
There's sacrifices. Like I almost never do Parkway because either she's visiting and I'm like, I'm not gonna drag you to a mic,
Mhm.
or I'm up in Erie. But now she's moving down here.
Oh, that's
We'll
nice.
have a place. So she's like, this is pretty funny. Not funny, but cute. She's like, I don't think I'll be able to go to mics every night with you. I'm like, You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be horrific.
Good.
There's also the element of like having a partner watch you bomb.
Yeah,
Like I feel like
can't
you
happen.
wouldn't want to try. I wouldn't want to try new shit in front of somebody. And I also learned my lesson with taking first dates to Mike's. You don't do that. That's a bad idea. I blame Peter Arsenal for that. He told me it was a great way to get laid.
No, it's not.
The people's champion.
Do not.
He did do great, but yeah, it's a horrible idea. Horrible
Yeah,
idea.
no, horrific.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I don't know. I feel like comedians have these weird rituals about like, oh, you know, you can't do this, or if you're gonna be a comic, you have to be blank. It's just, I don't know. I think you can have a partner, you don't have a partner. You can have a relationship, you can have. It's like,
I mean, it's,
Zivon, if you didn't spend so much time on Hinge, you would already be doing shows at the dirt.
at the dirt. That is not what's keeping me out of the dirt.
oh man, but I think it's just like you have to find the right type of person
Yeah.
who's okay with like, hey, this person has this drive to do this thing, and you have to find somebody that's cool with that.
So yeah, I think you have to find someone who's cool with it. I also feel like comedy has made me so much more judgmental of people who don't have hobbies, because I'm so like into this.
Zivon, you were already like that, sweetie.
That's also very true. No,
You've
but
been
I
a
just
dickhead your whole life. Come on.
No, that's true. But it's made it worse. I just can't, like, when people are like, what do you do when you get home? It's like, like, really? Okay, cool.
I play Neopets.
you like
Yeah.
look for. I understand that because I went on a few dates with this girl last summer that she was really into the fact that I did stand up.
Yeah.
So like she wanted to come to all the things, and like third date in, she pulls me outside of a mic. She's like, "So we're dating, right?" And I was like, "No, we're not dating. First of all,
No.
I'm not gonna be
Oh, I
somebody's
remember that
first
girl.
girlfriend."
I remember that girl.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Yeah, she was. She was really cute. She was really nice. But part of that is like you almost, because you have like, not to turn this into a girly thing, but you like, we all have like a spark inside of us of like, we love this thing, we're passionate about it, and then you want somebody else to have that their own piece of that,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
they don't make your thing
Their
like
thing.
Their
they're
thing.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, like if I say
Yeah.
like I got drug out to a club, you know, I want to just be able to say that at
Yeah.
a mic
Yeah.
without my significant other.
How did you
Not
meet your
like-
girlfriend?
Friends of friends.
Friends of friends?
Yeah. So
Is that an
Yeah.
app
So
or
like Tinder, wait, friends of Tinder, the app. That's interesting.
it's a
.org.
subsidiary of Wayfair. I bought her. That's a good joke. Good joke, guys.
That's why she only has 3 voice lines.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Nikki. This is my boyfriend, Peter.
Please stop.
She's actually Russian. Her sister was talking to one of my friends, like my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went with my best friend to go hang out with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nikki and I just kind of hit it off and
Nice.
been going ever since.
It's a classic Erie 1960s story.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Tale
pretty
as
small
old
town.
as long as Erie's
What part
been
of
there.
town? What part of town did you meet Nikki at?
They had a house on 9th Street, like 9th and Cherry almost. So it was
On
like
the east side.
not East Side. It's like West Erie. It's like
I guess you're
before
right,
State
yeah.
Street. Yeah. But yeah, so that because they're all going to Gannon, that
Yeah,
college in Erie. But yeah, it was in the middle of the pandemic, so like I was getting money from Joey B, which is great, and had nowhere to be.
Oh, Joey. Fuck, I thought that was a comic for a second. I was like,
I thought you were talking about the carpet place.
Yeah,
It was Joey P.
you know Joe B's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe B's.
No, but Joe B for a while he was throwing out all that extra dough. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
For unemployment,
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
get an extra. I was making like $1,500 a week from.
Oh, yeah.
So I was spoiling Nikki, and I had no job, and it was kind of a tough transition to like when everything came back because like we didn't have as much money, and I was working, and we're used to just spending like days at a time together.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
What
Yeah.
does she do?
She just got a job for Pitt Research, so she'll
cool.
probably get laid off here in the next year.
Awesome, yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've known a lot of comics who've been unemployed. Like I feel like I just made it through my unemployed comic stint
There you go.
and everything, but there's gonna be a lot of that coming up.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, it'll happen. It happened to
I don't
Mark.
know.
It happened
To me?
to all of you guys.
Yeah.
Word.
I think Mark was the first, yeah. But didn't he? Wait, but
That's when he was supposed to move in, and he couldn't because it's just.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. If this job pulls through for me, I'll support all of you financially. I'll make sure you don't starve at least.
You heard it here.
That's on the record.
They've been supporting you even when you had a job, you asshole.
Yeah, even when I was unemployed, there was one time.
Let's dig into that.
Yeah, drama.
Did
drama.
you really spend that much money on comics that you
What?
Comic books
That I can't.
that you can't afford to live and you have to ask people for money?
Not true.
No, he
Not
has to ask
fucking
me
true.
for a ride because he
I
can't
have
afford
to,
a car.
I have to get a fucking ride places. That's
so,
all I need.
Hold on. How much money did you make at this old job?
$2,800 a month.
What's that a year? I don't do math.
$52K.
Okay, yeah. So that you could afford a car and a place to live.
That's right. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Can we just talk about something else right now? Can we talk about literally anything
So
else?
why didn't you? You just liked having other people drive you around?
No.
He
I-
likes comic books.
Well, yeah. I just
He's
okay.
bad- he Ubers everywhere, and he
Yes,
likes
that is
comic
also
books.
true. Yeah. I
And
never.
he Uber
He
eats
has a
lots.
bicycle.
I have a bicycle. Yeah.
So you get food delivered and you get Ubers all the time.
That is correct.
Which is the same cost of what it would
be to finance
do-
a car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zevon,
that's
Zevon,
correct.
he's 20. He's basically 23 because he spent next year in college. He's 23. He's learning. He's learning.
How old are you actually now? 25?
I'm your age.
24?
Yep.
Nice.
Wait,
When's your-
you're
when's your
24?
I'll be 25 in March.
Okay.
What
I
the
just
fuck?
look old because of the beard and fat.
I'm 26, and you're almost 27.
I'm 26, thank you. I'm 26 and a half.
You're
All right.
26?
I'm 26.
Yeah.
I thought we were at least of a peer age, Pete. Holy shit.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we
Yeah.
all think we're the same age because we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, we're more or
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
the same period.
It's a
of
great
development.
equalizer.
I do think,
honestly.
yeah, everybody's the same age, and then you find out, like, Drew Chabet's, like, almost 40.
Oh, and people will start, like, new people will start, and I'll be like, oh, they're so young. And then I find
Yeah.
out they're, like, 5 years older than me. And I'm like, I'm a
Like,
dick.
when I
I'm
found out
not
Peter
trying to
Arsenal
talk.
was like 30, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
You can see- oh, you thought he was much older.
no, I
than
thought he
you.
was younger, but
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I thought
No, I guess 30 for Peter. I was like, it's right there.
He's been
It
through
does
a,
make sense now.
He's been through a divorce, which I can't believe nobody brought up during the entire roast. I think.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been distasteful. I mean,
No.
I know.
I'm
It's
kidding.
a roast. What are you talking
hear
about?
Tripp's
I almost
joke?
brought up your parents' divorce.
Tripp's joke
My
that
parents weren't
didn't
even
hit.
married. All right, that's
All right.
Tripp's joke that didn't hit. I actually wrote this. He goes, a lot of people say Peter looks like a male feminist, which makes sense because he has a fat wife.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Peter came up to me afterwards. He was like, "I'm so glad Olivia wasn't. Georgie was a great sport, but I'm so glad."
I can't believe people pull. Dude, when I'm on that roast, which I will eventually, I'm going to be fucking. I'm not pulling any. I'm going to be
Nah, yeah, you
brutal.
gotta be mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to be deviously.
I had a
mean.
joke about Blake's ex partner, who was a non-binary stripper, and Peter used it to win his round against
Nice.
Blake. I was like, "Fucking, god damn it!" I was
But
sitting on
did
gold.
Did you tell him that? or
I
did
gave
you-
it to him.
oh,
I
you
gave it
gave
to him. I was like,
okay.
after I won my, I was like, "Oh, you can have it. Here you go." And he fucking.
I gave Eric one of my Corey jokes, and he fucked it up. It wasn't funny. What the joke is supposed to be is Corey has 2 kids, and it's crazy. They're already at the rank of Grand Wizard.
Oh yeah.
He added something like, but they'll be fucking black bitches soon.
Yeah,
and I don't.
Eric always has to do that black touch. Everything. It's
For the listening audience, Zevon is black. He's
They can
allowed to
also
say that.
see us. This is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
for
said
the
for the
listening
listening
audience.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You are so discriminatory against all of our blind folks who listen.
You're right.
I hope
Boy.
there's people listening that are like rushing to YouTube,
Yeah.
like, there's no fucking way.
I have. You know what? Fucking. That's actually. I
Typing in
remember
Braille.
when I used to do stand up on Discord. And people would get mad at me for black jokes. I'd be like, let me just refer you to all of my, here you go.
Yeah.
Profile pictures.
Yeah. And they'd be like, oh, you probably found those. Like, that's
Oh
probably someone
my
else's.
God.
I'm like, oh, okay.
That's like on
That's
Twitch.
excellent.
People will get banned for like saying stuff like that, and they're like, bro, I'm black.
Yeah, I'm
Or
literally.
Twitch streamers will get banned for saying the N word when they're black.
Dude, yeah, this is
Which
like
amazing.
woke white people also still can't believe there's not white people on the internet. Like they just think they're it. Like that's even if you're a woke white guy, you're still like, but it's just us, right? Like we're
I didn't know there were black people until I met Zevon.
word. And you know what?
Well, it's fair
And
enough.
that's why we're friends.
Nobody in Erie goes to the east side. We just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous place.
Anytime something doesn't land, I'm just like, yep. And that's
Except
why
for
I'm
that
not
one-
in Homestead right now.
Except for that one ice cream place that's kind of good.
True. True.
Twisties. I think.
God damn.
Twisties. Do you ever have a fucking whippy dip?
Oh, dude, we're doing Erie talk now. That's good.
We got 10
Yeah.
minutes.
We've been doing Erie talk. What are you talking about?
We got-
Whipping dick, but
we got
nothing,
we got-
cherry.
We got 10 minutes left on the pod.
Whippy Dip's owned by my kindergarten teacher's son.
Of course it is.
Hell yeah.
So that's some good Erie talk right there. Yeah.
What's your favorite place to eat in Erie, Pete?
I love Sid's place.
Yeah.
It's over by Waldemere. It's a good family restaurant, you know.
I like fucking tie me up.
Tie me up. Tie me up is good. That's here.
Fuck,
Yeah, there's
you're
one.
right.
Like My Tie. Was,
Like My
I
Tie.
was gonna say
Yeah.
Tie Me Up is in Southside.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that one.
I'm too Pittsburgh pilled now.
We
Yinzer pill.
I'm Pittsburgh pilled.
I'm PGH
Well, next time we should all. During over the summer, my cousin has a sailboat.
yeah.
Well, I'll go up to Erie. We'll do a sail.
We'll do a
cool.
sale.
We'll
Shoot
do
the
a sail.
pod on the sailboat.
We'll go fishing. We'll get some walleye. We'll fry up some walleye cheeks.
That'd be great.
That sounds like fun.
Hell yeah.
Things you guys don't understand because you're landlocked motherfuckers.
Yeah, you fucking idiots.
No, no. I have
Yeah.
a rich Republican cousin that has a boat on the water.
Oh,
right up
so-
there.
Was
Yeah.
it the Dirty River though? Dirty River water?
No. It's I can't. I'm gonna say Lake Chautauqua.
Oh, Chautauqua's great.
Yeah, we love Chautauqua.
Yeah.
That's where they have a fucking. Isn't that where they have the haunted house? Big haunted
Yeah.
house thing.
Yeah, they have a house up there, and they come let me stay. And
That's
I'm
nice.
the fun
Yeah.
gay aunt.
You gotta have rich family. All my siblings are gonna be
Oh, yeah.
making lots of money, and it's gonna be great.
How many siblings do you have?
3,
Older, younger?
one younger, 2 older,
Very cool.
and they're all successful people, and so I can just
Be a comic. Yeah.
yeah.
I was expecting to be the successful one, which is fucked up. My parents are gonna be fucking dying old
Yeah.
and broke. And
No
have
support.
fun. Have fun. We got 5 minutes left on the pod. Any last gripping questions for Pete Morris, my lovely co-host? Anything else?
It's not much to ask me. I don't have.
You got shit
I'm
to say.
very surface level. That's why it's so hard to roast me because there's nothing about me that's
Yeah, just
interesting.
ping, everything bounces
Yeah,
right. There's
yeah.
really no, it's like
Like-
skipping rocks.
Well,
off of-
Trip writes all your jokes.
I read all Trip. That's not true.
In the cube. In the
Yeah.
Trip and I
cubicles.
write really well together because he comes to me with like a 75% joke,
Mhm.
and then we reword it and it becomes a Trip joke. But that happens for like 1 out of every 10 of his jokes. The rest are all Trip.
Trip original.
When he disappears, where does he disappear to?
He gets because our job fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
You guys work at the same place?
Yeah, we both hawk insurance to
Oh.
payroll clients of ADP,
Word.
and it's horrible. You just talk to strangers all day who hate you.
Nice.
And so he's actually pretty good at his job. And if you're good at your job, you don't want to do stand up at the end of the day. So I'm like okay at it and like surviving.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I can still go do mics at night. Also, he goes home to his parents' house, which is it's nice, comfortable place.
In Fox Chapel, right?
Yeah. So
Oh
he
my
just
God.
chills out and doesn't want to go to mics.
Yeah,
but he's coming back out now more often.
You live in an apartment that barely fits Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck hits his head like 4 times a day. It's pretty funny. It actually happened today. We were coming into the hallway right at the same time. He's in the kitchen, I'm in the living room, and we were going to the same place. And I was getting ready to do like Western Showdown with him, and he immediately bailed and tried to duck into his room and just hit his head off the fucking.
Oh my god.
Dude, when I came over for your podcast, I think you opened the door for me, and we went upstairs, and like Chuck was in a bathrobe, and his head is hovering like 2.5 inches from the top.
It's
of the
7-foot ceilings. He's 6'10".
Yeah.
So he's just constantly hair grazing.
Dude, you
shitty
guys,
popcorn
you
ceilings.
guys could make such good like back rooms, like lo-fi YouTube horror.
Chuck just like
a long-
floating.
Or like a long hallway, because you guys have that longish hallway.
Yeah, yeah.
Chuck's just at the end of it, taking up the entire frame.
That's not, I said that the Chuck with like any mask on would be terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
he's just so large. He's
Yeah.
he's got Mike Myers' body.
Give him one of those fake chainsaws they have at Lake Chautauqua. Call back.
Ah,
Call back.
Oh.
Oh,
very nice.
Wow.
Oh.
Look at me. I just can't stop.
Yeah.
I can never turn off my brain.
Something like that.
That was good, guys. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
fun.
I had a lot of fun. Pete Morris, thanks for coming on.
Yep. Pleasure.
You have anything
Appreciate
coming up that people will want to know about 4 weeks from now when this pod comes out?
It depends
2
on when
weeks.
this
2
comes
weeks.
out.
Less than 2 weeks.
For all of our Time Machine listeners, if you want to.
It's the Willow show that Kadar and Chuck are putting on.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
when is
Or
that?
not Willow.
565,
565. That's on February 7th.
Yeah, that's the Brown in Town.
Yeah,
Big and Brown.
Big and Brown, that's what they're calling it?
Yeah.
That's I'm offended.
I'm on
yeah.
that show. I'm on that with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
on it.
Because you're brown and Pete's big.
Word.
I am big.
Yeah.
Well,
We could do.
Did you see
let's-
us with our shirts
Let's
off? We
do
could
our own
switch.
show, our own Big and Brown. And just-
Ooh.
Well, if Chuck and Kadar are ever out of town, you guys should just pretend that you're Chuck
and
Kadar.
Kadar. I would fucking hate that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ivan.
You guys are both from Houston, though. You should love that.
God, I want to retire that bit so fucking much.
Wait, do you do an Indian bit? What?
No, the Houston. We're both from Houston bit. I
Oh,
want to
That's
just,
my bit that I force upon you. You
That
don't
is
get to, you don't
correct.
get to retire that.
You think I could go on stage with an Asian accent? and do the
Depends
same thing
on-
that Kadar does. Be like, fuck you guys for thinking I talk like that.
You could only do it following Kadar.
It would be better than our dear friend Jesse Fang's Asian bits.
That's true.
He needs to do more Asian bits. Let's think about all of the famous Asian comics. All they do is talk about their Asian
Asian
family,
parents, yeah.
and it's the best thing of all time. It's always funny.
Bobby
Yeah.
Lee.
It's never not funny. Jesse should mine that fucking well,
Yeah.
or I don't know what the phrase is. Mine a well. He should be only writing jokes about his pyramid
Overbearing.
scheme
Yeah.
Asian mother.
His mom is hilarious.
Yeah.
That mom shit is it's actually
very
really
funny.
good. It's really fucking good.
I'm helping these people.
Dude, that was better than Jesse ever did that.
you can just
that right
enjoy.
there.
You can just enjoy.
I help.
All right. Logan podcast
Oh,
all day,
goody,
all
good.
night, train all day, podcast by morning. All
Fuck
right.
it this morning.
Pete Morris, thank you for coming on. Pete Morris has a show on February 7th at 565 in Brighton Heights.
Pete
Correct.
Moore's Comedy on Instagram. Links to the podcast are there. So
Very cool.
thanks,
Alright.
guys.
All right, we're going to fade the audio right here. Fading audio.
That's fun.
Marvelous. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.